everyone. In this video, I'm going to be guiding you through how to make a game called Find the Bug in Scratch. And how the game will work is the player has to try to find a hidden sprite through various different levels in the game. And then when the game is done, there'll be a timer display that shows them how long it took them to beat the game. So to get started, let's go ahead and delete the default cat sprite here. And we're going to be creating our title page or our start screen. Right now we just have a blank backdrop, so let's go ahead and choose a new backdrop. And a really nice title backdrop is the chalkboard one. So we're going to choose this. And then we're going to go into the backdrops tab up here. We can go ahead and delete the blank one that was defaulted. So now we only have the chalkboard. And just to make our life a bit easier in the future, I'm going to change the name of this to Start. So it's always easy to remember what our title page will be called. Now, to add some text to this, we are first going to click this purple button down here that says Convert to Vector. And that's going to allow us to add some text. So I'll click the text icon, click on the chalkboard, and I'm going to call it Find the Bug. Now, you might want to change the name of it based on what you want to hide in your game, but I'm going to use a bug for now. But I encourage you to choose something different. You can also choose a different color, a different font, and make it bigger. All right. Now let's go ahead and choose the sprite that's going to be our hidden object. So I'm going to choose this beetle. You're welcome to pick any sprite you want to be your hidden object. The first bit of code we're going to introduce here is that we want to always make sure when the green flag is clicked, when the game starts, that this start screen is always going to be shown. So under events, we're going to grab the first one when the flag is clicked. And we want to, like I said, make sure it always starts on this backdrop. So inside the looks category, I'm going to grab switch backdrop to start. So no matter what, when the player hits the green flag, it will always go to this backdrop. Another important thing on this title page is we want to make sure that the beetle or whatever your hidden object is, we want to make sure it's nice and big for the player because this isn't meant to be the first level. This is just meant to be the title page. So let's go inside looks here and let's make sure we set your hidden object to 100% size. And we also want it to be near the center of the stage. So inside the motion category, I'm going to grab this go to XY block of code and I'm going to type in 00. 00 is the very center of the screen. So now if I hit the green flag, you'll see that the beetle teleports to the center of the screen. Okay, now it's time to create our first level. So I'm going to add a new backdrop. You can choose any backdrop you want. You might want to try to pick one where you can easily hide your chosen hidden object, your hidden sprite. Maybe try to find one that has similar colors. I'm going to choose Spotlight. Now we're going to add some code that changes the size and location of my beetle when it gets to this level. To do that, I'm going to look inside events, and I'm going to grab this one here. This is when backdrop switches to, and I'm going to start a new block of code here, and I'm going to switch this so when the backdrop switches to the spotlight level, two things need to happen. I want my beetle to be smaller, and I want to change where it's located. So first we're going to change its size, or set the size as a percent. I'm going to drop it down to 20%, so it's much smaller. And then we're also going to need to relocate it. So that's this go to XY. Now we have to actually decide where do I want to hide this beetle. Maybe a good spot's up by the disco ball up here. So I notice my X and Y positions down here is 15 and 136. So I can go ahead and type in those numbers here, 15 and 136. All right, the next thing we need to add is we want the player to click on the beetle and it goes to the next level. So that's going to be a new type of event when this sprite is clicked. So when the sprite is clicked, we always want it to go to the next backdrop. So inside looks, you'll see next backdrop here. And just to make the game a bit more fun, we're going to add a sound effect as well. I'm going to start this pop sound. Okay, So now's a good time to test out the game. I'm gonna hit the green flag, click the beetle, and it should go to the next level. It did. Oh, and there was the pop sound, and you'll notice that it did teleport up here by the disco ball. Now, if you're not happy with where it's placed, you'll notice in issues, if I try to click and drag and move that bug somewhere else, it actually just went back to the first level. So to fix that issue, once you're here, and again, this is if you want to relocate where it's hidden, you want to do this little trick where you deactivate this clicking code, okay? So I can just deactivate it by separating these pieces like this. Now I can freely move it around and pick a different spot. Okay, so let's say maybe instead I want it to be down in this corner. Then what I would do is change these numbers here. So when I switch to the spotlight, I actually want the X number to be -217 and the Y value to be -166. So now to test it out, we'll reattach this clicking code, hit the flag, and click, and look, now it's down here. Perfect. Okay, now we are ready to add our third level. So in our backdrops, we're going to pick another one. Let's pick flowers. All right. So we're going to have to go back to our beetle, and we're going to add some more code for when the backdrop switches to this level. Now I'm going to show you a little shortcut. You can duplicate code you've made before by right-clicking on it, like this, and hit duplicate. It's a good time-saving trick. Now I want to change this though to say when the backdrop switches to this level, which is flowers. And maybe because this is the next level, I want the game to be a bit harder, so I'm going to make my beetle a little bit smaller on this level. I'm going to say 15% instead of 20. Now, maybe I'll test out the game so it gets nice and small when I get to this level. There it is right there. And so now I want to figure out a new location for it. But remember, if I click and drag right now, it doesn't work. So I need to deactivate that clicking code from here. So I'm going to deactivate that. Now I can decide where I'm going to put my beetle. Let's put them up in this corner. And then now I need to change my X and Y numbers to match this. So 231 for X and 172 for Y. Reattach everything, and we should be good to go. Good, good, and good. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is add a parrot or a distraction sprite to the game. So I'm gonna show you with a parrot. It can be any sprite you want, but the idea is that this is gonna be a sprite that's distracting the player and as it flies around the screen, okay? So I'm going to choose the parrot. And I'm going to add some code to it so it's flying around. I'm going to start with when the green flag is clicked. We're going to set, where is it? Set the rotation style to left and right, and that way the parrot won't go like flipping upside down. And we're also going to point in a direction of 35 degrees. Okay. Then we're going to create a forever loop, which you can find in control. We're going to tell it to forever move 10 steps. And then if it hits the edge of the screen, so if on edge, we want it to bounce. So you can see right now if I test it out, it's doing that. Okay. Now to make it a bit more animated, we're going to have it also switch costumes. So inside the looks category, I'm going to choose next costume inside the forever loop. And we're also going to have a color effect change. And you can experiment with the numbers here. I'm going to type in 5, but you could try a variety of different color effect numbers. And you can see there it goes. Now, of course, this is pretty chaotic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little delay block in here. I'm going to have it wait a very small amount of time, 0.25 seconds, so that this forever loop repeats every 0.25 seconds. So now you can see it's a bit more realistic looking for the flying bird. And again, you can play around with that number and see what you like. One more thing you might notice is to be a good distractor, your sprite here should be going over top of your hidden sprite, and you can see mine is, right? You can see it's in front of it, but if yours is behind your hidden sprite, to change that, you would go inside looks, and towards the bottom here, you would tell your parrot or your distractor to go to the front layer. That way you can make sure that it actually is flying in front of what the player is trying to click on. Okay, so we're just about done our game. The next thing we're going to do is add an end screen. Because right now if I go to my backdrops and click on the backdrops tab, you can see I've got the start, and I've got level 1, level 2. So now I'm going to introduce a last level, and I'm going to make it the same as the first one, another chalkboard. This time though, I'm going to change the name and call it end. Now let's go back to the code for our hidden sprite, in my case the beetle. And I'm going to add some new code so that when the backdrop switches to that end level, it's going to say the timer and how much time it took to get to that point. So when the backdrop switches to the end, the first thing we're going to want to do is actually the same as what we have right here. So I'm just going to duplicate this. We want our beetle to be 100% size and nice and centered on the map. And then we also want it to speak. So inside looks, we have this block that says say hello, but instead of say hello, I want it to say the timer. And you can find that inside the sensing category. This one right here that says timer. So we can test that out real quickly here. You'll see when we get to that last level, my beetle is saying it took me about 5 seconds to get there. The issue though is you'll notice if I click the beetle again, it keeps saying it, which is an issue, right? We don't want the player to like constantly know where your hidden thing is. So to fix that, we want to add some new code for when the backdrop switches to your starting level, which I don't have an event for yet. So let's go ahead and create one. Well, actually, it might be faster just to duplicate this one. Okay, so what we want is when the backdrop switches to the start, this stuff is fine. You want it to be 100% size, nice and centered. But rather than saying the timer, let's have it say nothing. So I'm just going to delete that text. And now the last thing we need to do is we want to make sure that the timer actually resets to 0, not on the title page, but on the first level. For me, my first level was called the spotlight. So in this code, when the backdrop switches to whatever your first level is, we want to reset that timer. And that's also in the sensing category. If I scroll down a little bit, you can see it right here, reset timer. And I think that's it. Let's test everything out. Hit the flag, click the bug, 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 and 8 seconds. And now if I click the beetle again, it should reset the game. Cool, find the bug. And looks like it's working perfectly. Now I encourage you to try to spice up the game yourself, add some of your own creativity. Maybe you can add additional levels. Maybe you can add additional sprites, more distractions, just different ways you could make the game more fun or more challenging. Have fun!